Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. And today we will be talking about the Netflix movie Leo, which is also a musical. So, the movie starts off with the building saying with Leo and Squirtle inside, the lizard and the turtle, that you know that elementary school, 5th grade, starts right back up again. And then Leo says, really? How will I ever get any sleep? And then Squirtle says, oh, Leo, you will be fine. You got sleep that whole summer. And then Leo says, oh yeah. And then we cut over to a kid, Billy, who is singing Last Year in Elementary School. That is the first song. And then we cut over to the year, the first day of school, where their teacher, Mrs. Melissa, where their teacher, Mrs. Morales, where their teacher, Mrs. Morales, is telling them that this year we will be reading Charlotte's Web as she is eating some of the kids' lunch because she is pregnant. And then we cut over to the parents who are discussing with the principal about how much they do not want a substitute teacher, about how much they do not want the substitute teacher for their kids when Mrs. Marlissa goes out on her break to have the baby. Because they say all the substitute teachers are awful. But the principal has made the decision. They are going to get a substitute teacher, and that is the end of it. So the next day, when Mrs. Melissa is teaching the class, the substitute teacher walks in, and her name is called, I'm sorry, I got to look at my notes. Mrs. Martha. And even the kids, when their parents told them that they're going to be having a substitute teacher, they did not like it. So all the kids started a group chat saying, oh, how much they're going to destroy the substitute teacher. Oh, and then this one kid named Eli who has a bot that is actually in the chat. The robot is actually in the chat. Well, a drone is actually in the chat that the kid has. And let me just tell you, that drone is so cool. And the drone says, please take me off this chat. So, when the teacher comes in, when Mrs. Marlon, when Mrs. Marlon, the substitute, comes in the next day, she actually takes her vacuum and takes the pink stickers that Mrs. Marlena gives to the kids for doing a great job, and she vacuums them. And she vacuums a boy's Cheetos that he is eating in class, and she vacuums that. And she vacuums all the kids' lunches, because one kid is eating lunch. And she vacuums it. And she kicks Mrs. Marlison out of her class and says, "Bye, take care." And she gives the kids books, and she tells the kids that starting today, by the end of the week, they will be taking pets home to teach them responsibility about how to take care of pets. And I have to say I do like this lesson that she is teaching them. And early on in the movie, that I forgot to mention, forgive me, I forgot to mention this. One of the parents say that Leo looks old. And now Leo feels bad, so when the substitute teacher comes in, he tries to count his fingers to figure out how old he is. But he can't figure it out because they're only 5th grade. They don't learn math until they're in the 6th grade. At least that's what the movie tells us. So, he pulled the fire alarm with his tongue, and it goes off. So with the fire alarm going off, the class and Leo and Squirtle actually have to go outside, and then Leo talks to a rabbit named Hammy, Harmy. Well, anyway, he talks to the class rabbit who is in the 6th grade where they learn math. And he tells Leo that he is 47 years old. And he also tells Leo, brace yourself, buddy, because by your next birthday, you'll be gone. And I'm like, I'm sorry. How do you know so much about lizards, rabbit? Like, you did not have to tell Leo that. And then when they get back inside, and after the fire drill, the substitute teacher tells them that they will be taking a pet home. And then Leo says, "Please, somebody raise your hand." And then Squirtle says, "Leo, have you lost it? Do you remember what happens at these kids' houses? They don't take care of us, and we either come back with something broken or missing." And then Leo says that he has to do it because he has to see what is out there before he passes on his next birthday. So he goes to Summer's house and he teaches Summer that maybe she would make more friends if she learned to listen before she talks. And And then, when Summer is out having dinner with her family, Leo tries to escape from outside, but that doesn't work. And Leo actually gets pushed up against the wall by the air because he tried to use his tongue. So, since his tongue didn't work, he went flying back up against the wall, and Summer is looking for him everywhere after dinner and the movie. And Leo actually talks to Summer for the first time. And Leo actually says, "I'm right here, Summer, I'm right here." And then Summer, when she hears Leo talk, she says, "Who said?" Summer says, "Who said that?" And then Leo says, "I did, Summer, I'm right here." And then when Summer finds out that Leo can talk, she wants to tell her dad and mom that Leo can talk, but Leo says, "No, nobody can know that I can talk except you, because you are one special kid." And then Leo gives Summer some advice about maybe if you talk and listen, people will like you more and you can make some more friends. So the next day, when they're discussing the substitute and saying that she is mean and that Lorona, the popular girl in school, tells her that she is going to tell her parents, and then Summer says she thinks that's a great idea, and she actually listens to Laura. And with Summer making a friend in Laura, the popular girl and the rich girl in school, Leo gives her a thumbs up. And then all the kids walk out. So the next kid that Leo gets taken by is Eli. Eli is the kid with the drone. He has a drone that makes him snacks, makes him healthy lunches, even plays with him outside sometimes. But Leo tells Leon, maybe you just need to tell the drone how you feel about giving you some space and letting you make friends. And so he gets to write the drone a letter saying, "Dear drone." And the drone gets so sad that the drone eats ice cream all day and he doesn't bother Leon anymore. Keep the drone in mind though, because he will be coming back in this video. Then, the third kid he visits is a little girl called Melissa. And she loves science. And Leo gives her the advice of maybe if you read more, maybe if you read some more science, because Melissa because Melissa is very, 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 very sad because her parents are divorced. So Leo tells her, maybe if you read about science, like you told me that your grandfather used to do to you and give you questions, maybe if you read more about science because you like science so much, that will make you feel better. And maybe you won't cry as much. So she does what Leo said that night, and her and Leo spend the whole entire night until she falls asleep talking about science. And it is a really sweet moment because Leo is really making a difference in these kids' lives. So Laura, the popular girl that I told you about, she is having a party and she offers to take Leo home. So she takes Leo home and Leo tells her maybe people would like you more if you weren't so, you know, acted better than them. Acted so rude because, you know, you're rich. And then this is when Laura says, okay, Leo, I'm going to try that. And then while at the party, she invites all the other kids from her class. And she actually makes more friends. And Leo frees all the animals because all the animals say, oh, I do not like being used as the zoo attraction. I just want freedom. So Leo distracts everyone by getting out of his cage and running around. So everybody is distracted by finding Leo, right? And then all the other animals escape. Freedom! 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 So, with all the other animals escaping, Leo gets back in his cage, but not before thinking maybe I should escape too. But no, the kids need me. So he goes back and Laura finds him along with all the other kids. And they say, Leo, we miss you so much. We're so glad you're safe. And then Billy, the one kid who is mean to everyone, the movie says, but I haven't seen Billy be mean to anyone. I just seen him eating chips. So Billy takes Leo home next. And Billy's problem is, the reason he is so mean is because he got held back in school and he misses all his friends. And then Leo gives him the advice of, I know you may miss all your friends, but your friends will still be there for you. You can still call them and talk to them. But I forgot to tell you guys, Squirtle actually came with Leo to Billy's house because they say Billy likes to hurt and destroy animals. So Squirtle tried to do what Leo did, but it didn't work as well for Squirtle as it did Leo. So, with Leo becoming the more popular one, and with all the kids leaving their phones in Leo's bucket to talk to Leo when they get home, and 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 actually with Laura being the first one who did it, all the other kids start to do it. So with every phone that's being left by a kid, Squirtle gets more and more and more jealous. And the substitute teacher realizes that more kid takes Leo home than Squirtle. So the substitute teacher says, "Hey, you guys have taken Leo home a bunch of times. What about the turtle? No one wants to take, what is the turtle's name again?" And then one kid raises his hand and says, "I think his name is Squirtle." And then when the substitute teacher Marana asks, "No one wants to take Squirtle home," and all the kids say, "No, we rather take Leo." This is when Squirtle gets mad, and when Leo is talking to one of the kids that night about them winning the science fair that their teacher, Mrs. Molina, mentioned, because if they win the science fair, they actually get to go to the water park. So, while Leo is talking to one of the kids about winning the science fair, Squirtle actually gets jealous and videotapes Leo doing this, and Squirtle sends it to all the kids. And then the next day, the kids get mad at Leo for calling this one kid special and that he is her only friend. This is when all the other kids say to Leo, "Well, I thought I was your only friend. I thought I was your only friend." Because Leo thinks all the kids are special. But all the kids feel hurt. So they go work on their science fair projects. And then when they get back the next day for the science fair, they apologize to Leo, and they overhear, and then the teacher, Mrs. Marlena, overhears the kids saying, "Oh, how they do not like the new substitute, how she is so mean." And the substitute finally figured out that Leo can talk, so the substitute takes Leo and tells Leo, "How dare you talk to my students behind my back?" And then Leo teaches her that she can be happy if she will just treat those other kids nicer. Like, she would treat those other kids nicer, like her teacher treated her when she went to school there. So the substitute Miss Marlin comes in and she does exactly what Leo says. She treats them nicely, and the kids actually end up liking her and loving her. So, with Miss Mar with Miss Marlena getting all the attention, the wait. So, with the substitute teacher Miss Marlena getting all the attention, she actually doesn't want to lose all the credit and all the good things that Leo has done for the kids, but she tells the parents that she did all the good things that Leo has done, because Leo has told Mrs. Marlena, the substitute, all the good things that he has done for those kids, and now she is taking the credit. But now, since Leo will get all the credit and Mrs. Marlena won't get all the credit anymore, because she won Teacher of the Year, and she thought to herself, oh no, if I don't get rid of Leo, that means he's going to get all the credit, and the kids are probably going to tell their parents that the teacher didn't help me, the lizard did. So she takes Leo that day after they win the science fair and puts him in the woods with all the wild animals. Squirtle sees this, and he calls Leon's phone, the kid with the drone, and he actually flies Squirtle the turtle to the bus, and Squirtle the turtle tells the kids that Miss Marlena, the substitute, is the one who got rid of Leo because she was jealous because Leo was doing such good for all you kids. So Mrs. Marlena put him in the woods, and and she actually admits to all of them that she is sorry and that she just wanted to be happy. And I'm like, Teach, I know you want to have a little sing musical moment, but we don't have time for this. So they tell the bus driver that they have to go to the woods to find Leo, but then the bus driver, the coach, says that they are going to the water park. They were supposed to go. They are expected to go to the water park. The parents want them to go to the water park, so they're going to the water park. So, with the coach being distracted by getting all the food for all the kids to eat and all the snacks for them to eat, they get on the bus. They go to the woods to find Leo. And he is almost about to get attacked by alligators. But then Summer talks to him. And then he falls asleep. And then they rescue Leo. And then got to tell you this. Before Squirtle told all the kids that Leo's birthday is coming up soon and that he is going to pass. So all the kids go to save Leo, and the substitute teacher goes to save Leo, and they save Leo from the alligators. And we actually learn from other lizards who are actually out there in the wild that Leo can live about 100 years. So, the fifth graders end up graduating to sixth grade. The teacher comes back with her new baby Carlos, and he is so cute. And then the substitute teacher ends up getting a job as a regular teacher, and that is the end of the movie. Oh, and the substitute teacher says, I will come work for you on one condition. The lizard and the turtle come with me in all my classes that I will teach this year. And the class that she will be teaching is kindergartners. So Mrs. Marlena, the the teacher from the beginning, had her little baby named Carlos. She had a little baby boy named Carlos, and he is so cute. And she let all the kids see the baby. And the substitute teacher, Mrs. Marlena, will be actually teaching kindergartners. And that is the end of the movie. And Leo tells all the kids before they graduate that they can always talk to a parent or a friend. And they do not need Leo to talk to anymore. And they all say goodbye to Leo. And then at the end of the movie, Leo and Squirtle get tossed out of their bucket by kindergartners. And that is the end of the movie. Bye, and see you guys in my next video.